Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about my current stalkers. And guess what? This is also related to my last movie, about why I no longer date guys named Jonathan. I have two people actively stalking me at the moment, and it's just really bizarre. The first one is just, it's petty stalking. He's just an ex, the one that I went to college with, who was a hoe, and he made a fake Instagram and Facebook account, and I didn't realize it was him. And he was like liking my pics and trying to get me to flirt with him sometimes, and just being a creeper. And then last week he revealed himself and I blocked him. And then this other one that I'm dealing with right now, JM. So let me tell you his story. This Jonathan, he was the guy that I met on POF, and he's a year younger than me, and he works in the healthcare industry. And yeah, but he's this really weird guy who wants to be unique by like saying things like, instead of calling the movie like, oh, I'm gonna go see a movie, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go see a motion picture, or just trying to be unique. And he's just really awkward. It's basically impossible for him to have any sort of friendship or relationship because he's just a really awkward person. He's also a creep. Like, he has this thing for kids. He doesn't see how it's weird, but we all like, oh my gosh, that kid is so cute, but we're not gonna obsess over the kid and need to hold and kiss on these other people's kids. Well, this guy, once he finds out somebody has a kid, he always wants to be around those people so that he can be around their kid, and he wants to kiss on them and everything. Mind you, this Jonathan he's not a very hygienic person, and he kind of has some issues. So, and honestly, if the parents knew, or anybody knew, they wouldn't want him all over their kid. He's just a really selfish, creepy person. And when I tell him, like, dude, you're like a pedophile, how you obsess over kids so much, and he's like, no, I would never do this or that. But I know in my heart, like, I dated him, I was sleeping with him, that if we had kids, I would never leave them alone with him, because I already know that that's something he would do. It's like, he likes to kiss all over kids. He likes when kids try to fight him, but they're too small to push him away. And I think he likes that because he can't do that with adults. We can yell, we know where to go, we can protect ourselves. I'm a big girl and I'm really strong. He can't play that shit with me. So I know he's just enjoying being able to overpower somebody smaller and innocent. And it's just, yeah, this is just a weirdo. So anyways, I met him on POF. Throughout our relationship, he was very frugal and cheap, and just weird, overly aggressive, he's totally just like this white privileged dude. He would do things wrong and then get mad at me for not letting him get away with it. Like, I told you not to touch me. And while he's like, if I told him not to touch me, he would still try to touch on me and grab my boob, and I'd smack his hand. And he'll look at me like, how dare you say no to me, and like hit me back. And I'm like, no, I told you not to touch me. And he would still try to touch me. Like, dude, he was just so nasty. Just so nasty. Yeah. Like, let me just give you an idea of how nasty this guy was. Just why I didn't want to be with him. And while I'm getting to know him and learn things about him, he has these pants, these sweatpants, and he likes to jerk off while wearing these pants and release into them, and then he'll walk around all day in these pants. And he won't wash the pants until his mother would come to his house to do his laundry. So he'd have these cum-stained pants for weeks, and keep wearing it and ejaculating into it just all the time, and just built up, and it's just disgusting. I didn't realize that until one day he sent me a picture of them trying to turn me on, and I was just done. With that. It was disgusting. You guys, I'm not going to describe it. I'm just going to tell you, if you want to have an idea what it looks like, imagine what you think that would look like. It's worse. Yeah, and he didn't see anything that was wrong with it, and he's just a disgusting person. So, we dated first for like a month, and then I cut things off with him. And because he was just so cheap and awkward, the first time I dated him, it was only for a month, and we broke up because he was just really cheap and really immature. He would say the most inconsiderate things, and just be rude and like low key, like not even low key, like racist. Like, why would you tell your black girlfriend like you would have voted for Trump just because whatever? He didn't actually have legit reason, but he just would say things just to try to get under my skin all the time. And he, at the time, he was a virgin, so it's like he couldn't even like get me to be stupid and stick along with him because he knew how to hit that spot or anything, because he was just an awkward grown man who was like a sissy little 12-year-old. Like, yeah, it wasn't working out. So I didn't talk to him for 8 months, but he kept trying to communicate with me and reaching out. And then I was going through hard times, and I just wanted some attention and to be around somebody who made me feel good. And to him, it seemed like there's nothing wrong with me in the world. Like, he was always telling me how beautiful I am, how sweet I am, and all these different things. And it just seemed like his whole world kind of revolved around me, and that made me feel special. So I was like, okay, let me give this a shot again. This shot turned into just a cycle of stupidity. Like, he would say ignorant things. He would say racist things. I have to tell him things like, I know I'm a big girl, but you can't always point these type of things out to me. Does it make me feel good? You might like it, but you saying things like this makes me uncomfortable. And like, he was comfortable like trying to hit me sometimes in fights. Like, I wouldn't want him to do something, and he would think it's okay. Like, I told you not to touch me. I told you I don't want to kiss. I told you I don't want to hug. But he would reach and try to touch me and like try to grab me and different things. Just try to be like, oh, come on, loosen up, just play around. I'd smack his hand away. Like, I told you not to touch me, and he's touching me, but he thought that I was just supposed to take it, and me smacking his hand away would upset him, and he tried to, like, he would, like, hit me back. Like, no, you can't do that. I'm not your mom. He had this little Brazilian tiny mom who took all kinds of abuse. He was that kid who hit his mom growing up and, like, told her to shut up and was disrespectful and stuff, so whatever she allowed him to do, he still thinks that's okay to do to other people, and nah. So anyways, so like I would break up with him, and he would stalk me and like show up at my house, show up in different places, he created like Google numbers, and he used to call me from his work phone, call me from random strangers' phones, call me from his mom's phone, he'd make extra Google numbers, call me from private numbers, Like, it was just ridiculous. And I don't understand why he was stalking me so much. It didn't make any sense. And then on top of that, he was a cheater. So he's acting like he really needs all of my complete attention and wants me in his life, but he's still giving all this energy to other females too. He's stalking other girls too. Like, one time I was out and I was somewhere to use the bathroom, and this woman who was a cashier at this restaurant, she recognized me. He's like, "Oh, your name is Angel so and so, and this is how old you are, and you just got back from a cruise, and this or that." And I'm like, "How do I know you? Are we friends on Facebook? You follow my Instagram?" Like, I don't recognize her at all. How the freak does she know my business? And she's like, "Oh no, this guy named Jonathan told me all about you. He talked about you all the time." And then I asked, and she was like, "Yeah, he was a creeper. I was dating him." And I was like, "Okay, he's a piece of shit." And we're both like, "Yeah, he's a piece of shit." She's like, "Yeah, we should talk." And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" She's about to get off of work, and I'm taking a break from work, so sure, we can talk. And we sit down when she gets off, and we're talking smack, and I offer to give her a ride home because she's going to take a bus anyways, and I had a car. So it's like, okay, and she wanted to be friends, and I kind of was like, I'm not sure. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, we exchanged social medias and things, but I felt some type of way with her too, because at the time I was kind of like it seemed like, sorry, I don't know why the camera just fell. It seemed like she was dating him while knowing he was dating me. And she knew some really personal things. This guy's such a douche. We had a pregnancy scare, and he told me that he didn't want to be a part of the child's life, and he wanted me to get an abortion. And I was like, well, I'm 26. If I'm pregnant, I'm mature, and I'm capable, and I'm ready to take that responsibility. I'm not going to abort the child. You're a grown man with a career, and I'm a grown woman, and we're grown enough to do these things. And, at this point in my life, I'm going to take it as a blessing. And you like kids anyway, so I don't see what the issue is. But yeah, and she knew all this stuff, and it was just so messy. My goodness. I don't know what it is about me, because I've already have 2 restraining orders on two different guys. Like, my ex-fiance, somebody who was significantly older than me. I met him when I was 16, and he was twice my age. I'll talk about that story another time. But I have a restraining order on him. Actually, I think it's not active anymore because it's been so long. I haven't seen him or felt any threats from him or anything, so I don't think I'd still stress about that. And I have another restraining order on this guy. I used to work at a clothing store at a mall, and he was somebody who used to work in the mall and saw me all the time, and he was just bugging, and he was friends with somebody I went to high school with, and out of the blue, he had my phone number. I never gave him my phone number. Found me on all my social medias. He was always in my neighborhood. He was always waiting at my job. So I saw the other guy, and now it looks like, I might have to get another restraining order, because this last Jonathan JM, I've had to slap him because I told him not to touch me, and he followed me, and I slapped him, and I broke his glasses, and he fell. That still didn't stop him and make him think, okay, she really means this. And he still kept bothering me and harassing me and calling me from all these numbers. And he would show up in my house, and one time my roommates had to chase him away with the tasers and things, and he still wouldn't leave me alone, and it's just stressful. I'll probably make a clear movie about this, but I just felt like venting right now and letting you guys kind of see into my world that isn't the type of world that I'm trying to be in. I mean, not like that, but it's just ridiculous. I've recently been talking to this guy, And this guy got a hold of Jonathan's number and told him, hey, leave her alone. And he's asked the guy, oh, well, how long do you plan to be with her? Like, she's a good girl, but, you know, I want to talk to her. And the guy that I was seeing at the time, he was like, don't worry about that. Stop calling her phone. Don't show up at her house. That's not cool. Blah, blah, blah. And Jonathan was like, oh, are you going to kill me? Like, is that something that you're going to do? Are you going to kill me? Because I just want to talk to her. I want to be friends. She's a great girl. Blah, blah, blah. And he's just psycho. Just a complete super psycho. Even here on YouTube, you guys, that guy, even here, it's, oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna have to do a video that's about like different stories, like different situations that happened with him, because he's somebody that I've had to deal with for 2 years. And I'm not gonna say this whole situation is all only completely his fault. You know, I slept with him, like I dated him, but I also made it clear that I didn't want to anymore. I didn't want to see you. I didn't want to sleep with you. I don't want to date you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And he's refusing to accept that. And it's frustrating having somebody following your every move all the time, knowing where you live and knowing your family and just being a complete super psycho. Yeah. Anyways, good night.